Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to be joined by Scott Kisting, the chairman and CEO of American West Bank. Scott, great to see you.
Thank you, Craig. Nice to be here.
Our pleasure. So tell us, your bank is in the process of acquiring Medford-based Premier West Bank. What does this mean?
Well, we announced today that we've signed a definitive agreement with Premier West, and what it means is we'll be bringing the two banks together. Now, it's subject to regulatory approval and shareholder approval on their side, but we'll become a bank of about $4 billion when the two banks are together. We'll have offices in Washington, northern Idaho, Utah, Southern California, and with the Premier West edition, we'll be in Oregon and Northern California.
Mm-hmm. And this is an acquisition, a merger?
It's called a merger. Yeah, okay. They will become part of American West, but it's called a merger.
Okay. Well, give us a little background about American West Bank. You told us where you guys are located, but right. Tell us a little bit about it.
We're headquartered in Spokane, Washington, at the bank. Our holding company is headquartered in Seattle. It's the bank has been around since 1974. But in 2010, as a group, KOBI-TV, which is our holding company, acquired the bank in an acquisition and has used that as a vehicle to acquire other banks. So this is our 7th acquisition in total over the last 2 years.
Wow, okay. All right. Now, you guys are a community-based bank, and you stretch much of the West Coast from San Diego to Spokane. How do you stay in touch with the communities you serve?
Locally. I mean, we have local authority. I mean, our people are involved in their communities. That's part of our strategy. I think the way you differentiate yourself from the big banks is to have that local involvement in the community with customers. We make decisions locally. We want to offer the services that compete with the big banks, but offer them with the heart of a small bank.
Interesting. Okay, now what does this mean? You mentioned customers. What does this mean for customers of Premier West Bank?
I think initially it doesn't mean very much at all, because it'll take 4 to 6 months for this acquisition to be approved by the regulators. But even longer term, the only thing they'll notice is the name changing outside. We're keeping the same employees, we're keeping the same branches, we're keeping the same commitment to customer service. The two cultures and the two strategies of the two banks could not be more similar.
Indeed. We're talking about the logo a little bit. It's very
even the logos look very much the same. Yeah.
It's quite a fit you guys have there. Excellent.
I mean, we pursued this institution because we felt they have the same values we have, and we felt this gets us into two markets that we really wanted to be in, Oregon and Northern California, and it's just a very, very good fit.
Interesting. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. We'll have much more with Scott in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Scott Kisting, the chairman and CEO of American West Bank. So you guys are in the process of acquiring Premier West Bank,
yes.
Medford-based. You talked 4 to 6 months. Can you tell us a little bit more about the timeline for us laymen?
Okay. What it takes on their side, on the Premier West side, what they have to do is go to their shareholders. They have to issue a proxy, go to their shareholders, get a shareholder vote in support of this transaction. And what we have to do is go to the regulators, and we have to go to the FDIC, we have to go to the Federal Reserve, and we have to make an application. We've done a lot of work with them already. We've discussed this with them at length. I mean, one of the really nice things about this deal is this is a bank that had TARP under the TARP program. TARP will be repaid 100% of their principal under this transaction. So it just takes time for all those government agencies to sign off on the thing. It could happen quicker than that, but we like to be conservative in our estimates, so we think it'll be 4 to 6 months.
Mm-hmm. Now, you guys, as you talked about, you're headquartered in Spokane. You have branches as far down south as San Diego.
Yes.
But no branches in Oregon, correct?
Not so far, and there is no overlap. And I think that's good news for us, good news for the employees of Premier West. I mean, we really want to be in these markets. We want these branches. We're not an institution that's trying to be successful by cutting costs. We're an institution that's trying to grow both organically and through acquisitions. We still have even after this transaction, we'll still have about 33% of our capital that we raise to do additional acquisitions. We'd like to fill in some of the other geography, both in Oregon and Northern Oregon and in the Bay Area and San Francisco area.
Okay. Now, we have viewers throughout 55,000 square miles of our coverage area. What would you like to share with them about American West Bank?
I think that what I'd like to share with them is it's a bank committed to customer service as the centerpiece of its strategy. That what we feel is that we don't have products, we have people, and those people deliver the services of our bank in a way that earns the right to have your business.
Now, aside from all this business talk, what are your impressions of Southern Oregon? Have you been here before, and what do you think so far?
I've been here a couple times during the discussions on all this. I think it's beautiful, and it's a beautiful time to be here with all the colors, yes. and the people have been wonderful, and we're just looking forward to it a lot.
Very nice. Scott, great to meet you. Thank you
so
much.
Great to meet you, Craig. Thanks very much.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.